When the engine was running, we noticed these belts all start flopping around on everything, and we looked down, the crankshaft pulley was not spinning perfectly centered. So I don't know if it's the dampener that's gone bad, which he just recently replaced the dampener, or maybe it's run out on the bearings, on the crankshaft. I'm not really sure, but we got to really look into this because something's going on where that crankshaft is not spinning and it's making all the belts bounce around anything that goes through. But the whole engine's moving while you're doing that, so that's not accurate. Push it in here. Yeah, we're about 80. There's a lot of movement on that crank. Well, we noticed all this play after lunchtime, the day before Thanksgiving. They had Thanksgiving plans. We had plans for the whole weekend. So we're just going to put the turbo back together on here, send them on their way. They're going to come back in about a week, and we're going to look some more into this crankshaft issue. Okay, cut it hard. Well, unfortunately, they're going to be coming back even sooner than we thought. On Thanksgiving Day, they were driving in wet roads. It was raining, and they came up over a hill. Traffic was stopped. They hit the brakes, locked up the brakes. The front tires locked, lost steering, and the bus skidded into the back of a minivan. Nobody was injured, but the bus obviously needs some repairs. The door's mangled on it. The bumper's mangled. The bike looks like it's pretty well messed up. But a good thing, nobody got hurt, but we're going to try to get things straightened out on the front end for them. So they'll be back again in about a week or so. All right, here we are, Thanksgiving weekend here, and our buddy Dan is showing up with his new flxible. So if you remember, Dinky's had that old white flxible. He had some issues with the suspension rotting out on it. So he picked up a new bus. So he's bringing his brand new bus here for the first time. This will be exciting to see. creepy.
I think he did kingpins. You can keep going up with the weight scale.
Yeah, go ahead and let it down. Slowly. $58. Yeah, about 5,800. Okay, go ahead. Is it all the way?
Yep.
Wow. 51.
Huh.
52. 52. Move it all.
Let's move the bushing out.
Oh. Bushing worked its way up out of there while we were hammering.
Still on there too much.
We were hoping this kingpin, this is a new one for a 4104 I've got, that's the one that just came out of the flxible. We were hoping it's going to be the same tapered kingpin as a 4104, but clearly it's not. It's much skinnier and shorter. As you can see, that's the bottom, that's the wear that was actually good. The top, the wear is not on the pin as much as it is on the bushing. These tapered kingpins work. So our buddy Luke at US Coach in New Jersey was able to get us a new kingpin for that. He's shipping that out. We'll have that here in a couple days. So we're waiting on parts on that. Other things that we did on the flxible today, his air throttle, he was having problems when he was driving down the road. It would start hissing, and when it was hissing, then he could not get full throttle on it. So some of the air pressure was bleeding off on it. It's a 60 PSI air throttle. So I took it out, we took it out of there, comes out from in the spare tire bay up there. I just took it all apart and cleaned everything. It was full of gunk, oil system residue and stuff like that from the air system that shouldn't have been in there. So took that apart, cleaned it all up, tested it about 100 times. It did not fail, put it back on. And then after we got it on, he actually had came with the bus, under the seat in the back was a new air throttle assembly. We could have just replaced it. But they do sell a rebuild kit for it too that we found online. But it was just a matter of just cleaning it and it should be okay. But if it fails again, he's got a new one in there. And now that we've taken the bolts out and it's been out sometime recently, it should come out real easy on there. And another issue was his Jake brakes weren't working. And that we found a wire for the Jakes that had melted on, it was laying across the top of the air compressor on the engine. But that wasn't the problem. It was melted, but it wasn't all the way through. Just the harness was all melted. And then we got in there and the adjustment bracket for the throttle position for the Jake brakes was just misadjusted, had kind of come undone. So we went in there and did that. And then we zip tied the Jake wires all back up out of the way so they couldn't melt anymore. If you can actually see on there. Yeah, you can't really tell. There's a little bit of the wire harness still melted. It was melted on the compressor there, but we got it all zip tied up out of the way. So that should be taken care of. The switch, we just, like I said, Tyler tested the continuity on it, and with the throttle position sensor in it, when there's no throttle, it's supposed to be able to do the Jake brake, and it was just misadjusted on there. So we got that adjusted and got that problem taken care of. So those were his two big complaints, and then finding that kingpin. We're gonna be down a couple days waiting on parts on this. But this is a very, very nice bus. So far, we haven't got into the rear axle or anything in the rear yet, but everything else looks really good on it. We got some work done on the 4104 today. We'll have a video of that probably out tomorrow. So that's it for today. Thank you.
See that white smoke rising up the holler through the trees, and from a mile away you can hear them play as they climb that hill with ease. At the top of that mountain there's a new life waiting for those who can make the run. They can make it to the top, Scott will put them in the shop till their new life has begun. Mountain, where the buses come to run. Bus Grease Mountain, we're gonna get that big job done.